Hello, everyone, and welcome back to coverage of Grand Prix Yamabuki for the Revolution format. I'm Caillou, and today we're watching the round 2 match between That1sungod, who's playing White Blue Experience, which is the deck that took down the last GP, versus Squidpizza, who's playing Sultai Surveil. And also, what's special about today's cast is that we have Roxy on the mic, who was actually the person who piloted Blue White Experience to its first place finish last GP. So, welcome to the cast, Roxy. And what thoughts do you have about the play so far and that one Sun God's Keep?
Hi, thanks for having me. Uh, so far, I'm definitely a little underwhelmed with what Sun God kept. Just kept a hand with no one drops on the draw. It's not necessarily a bad keep. It does have the Arbiter Silent Hypnotist combo of seeing their hand and being able to lock them out of playing spells, but it's not a terribly aggressive hand, especially with the Curious Cubs nerf, but Double Unite the Clans can certainly uh, pull in some extra late game or mid game win. So it's not terrible, but I generally prefer to have more aggressive draws with this deck.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, it looks like it might work against Squid Pizza's kind of clunky hand. Like you attack with the you attack with the Arbiter here, and then you can play Silent Hypnotist, name Ghost Warden's Claim, and then you essentially 2-for-1 Squid Pizza on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is lining up really well here, especially with how non-creature focused Squid Pizza's deck is.
Mm-hmm. I think only has 8 main deck creatures, which are the playset of the Boundary Guardians and playset of the Stoic Sentinels. And the rest
Mm-hmm.
of their win cons are all Coalesce creatures, which are non-creatures on their front face.
Mm-hmm. Plus Titanic fossils as well, transformed.
Oh yeah, fair. But again, you can lock those down pretty nicely with Silent Hypnotist, and has a second one to boot. Yeah, I think the third Riverside view is definitely really awkward next turn because you can't have Unite up. You'd really ideally want to go Unite into Unite and then just overwhelm uh, Squid Pizza's board.
Mm-hmm. Didn't maybe I missed something? I thought they drew the Riverside view before, and they could have played it instead of that plains.
I think
Maybe
no, I they definitely did. I think
maybe they
they
mistook it for the dungeons that are tapped as your third land,
yeah, but
or the creature models.
even then I feel like you play the Riverside view so that you then because you're only using
Mm-hmm.
two mana.
Because you're
Well, like, Never
yeah.
Punished top decks the island.
Honestly, that's sort of how it swings with this deck. The mana is a cruel mistress, but it can also just totally swing back and save you.
Hmm.
There's just not a lot of fixing for blue white in this format, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And
especially for fast blue white. You have
mhm,
the fast lands and that's about it.
yeah, yeah, there's the battle lands, which for how many turns this deck is okay going to, maybe they're worth checking out.
Oh, and this is kind of painful. This Boundary Guardian actually holding the fort versus the Arbiter and Silent Hypnotist because it can buff up into a 2/3. And that's actually
Mm-hmm.
kind of huge given that Squid Pizza is now on 6 mana. Like, one more they'll be able to Flourish and Calamity from Grave, and that starts to really swing the game in their favor. Like,
Yeah, I almost wonder.
honestly, like,
Hmm,
I think, yeah, Sun God unites on end, and then I honestly think that if I was Sun God, like, you're really hoping they don't draw a land there. I almost feel like I would have just played Silent Hypnotist, naming Flourish, and then played Curious Cubs next turn.
yeah, probably that, or trying to go for the cheeky unite the clans on draw step to potentially hit an arbiter or a hypnotist effect
Yeah,
and lock them out of their play for the turn. Well, there is the hypnotist and a nice tide pool turtle.
yeah, the triple
Not
Hypnotist is going to be oof, ouch.
it
Yeah,
is
and Turtle
brutal
actually
here.
breaks through the Boundary Guardian pretty effectively here. Actually,
Mm-hmm. Hypnotist can actually name Boundary Guardian if they really wanted to, and
uh,
lock them out from being able to activate it.
it's non-creature
Oh
card
wait,
name.
non-creature, non-creature.
Card name. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think if you're Squid, actually the play is probably you play Grasp at Frail Dreams for 4 mana. The, I mean, actually, that's unless, okay, if Sun God names Flourish and Calamity. That Flourish and Calamity is the naming that makes sense. But what's gonna
Hmm.
happen here is if you're Squid, you play Grasp at Frail Dreams for 4, then you have enough to be able to buff up Boundary Guardian on your turn, and then if if that one Sun God swings in with Tidepool Turtle, you just buff it up again on their. Nope, nope. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
I
the
feel.
only play they could have. That feels like a huge punt.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure what they're going for here, especially not activating the Boundary Guardian at any point. I'm not sure what they're afraid of, especially with that one turn restriction. I feel like you want to be activating that whenever you can.
Okay, is going
Mm,
to block the Silent Hypnotist naming Ghost Warden's claim.
it's definitely a good block. I wonder. I don't think you're supposed to attack with the Silent Hypnotist naming the Ghost Warden's claim there because they can eat it and they're holding up mana for the Ghost Warden's claim. You know that they have.
Yeah, that it feels like back and forth punts here.
Yeah, it's definitely an awkward deck to play. Blue-White Experience just because of all the creatures that you sort of want to attack with, but also don't because they're locking your opponent out of actually interacting.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe Sunka was thinking, well, yeah, I can attack with the Hypnotist, and then if they kill it, I'll just play the other Hypnotist, forgetting, of course, that claim is instant speed, and they can eat up the Tidepool Turtle, presumably, in response.
Hmm. And they've still got that Boundary Guardian in play, and it's just going to keep eating up all these creatures unless maybe Sun God can top deck a Helping Hand to help push stuff through,
Mm-hmm.
but even then, that's still temporary.
The Triple Unite is really great for getting board presence, though.
Yeah, maybe you can just hemorrhage creatures every turn and pound them through this Boundary Guardian. That's not a bad plan.
The Boundary Guardian putting in a surprising amount of work here.
Yeah, and any 2/3 really does screw with this deck. Kind of lucky I didn't face many of them in my GP run.
Mm-hmm.
I think in general my GP run is very lucky.
But yeah, it definitely feels like more so than because I need to check the lists. But how many Jaded Cops is this list running?
Oh, Blue Eyed Experience doesn't run any.
Okay, that's what I thought. So,
Hmm.
like, I think what I was gonna say is like in comparison to Red White, which has the armor smiths, or the armor smiths, the dedicated blacksmiths, and the Jaded Cops for like breaking through more mid-rangey creatures. It feels like Blue White's answer is like ding their removal and then just go under them, hoping that they don't have bigger creatures. And I think now that the combo decks are slightly out of the picture in terms of the meta, and people are playing like more mid-rangey piles, I think that blue white has a little bit of a struggle versus larger creatures.
Hmm. Serene Mediator is a ways to still go over top. It carries Helping Hands quite well,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the deck definitely struggles against bigger creature-focused decks.
Especially now that Curious Cubs is a 1/1 as well.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest loss. Curious
Mm-hmm.
Cubs just only attacking as a 2/2 the first time.
Yeah, for all our viewers, the reason that it says 2/2 on the image is because I have not yet updated my Cockatrice client. It is actually now a 1/1 because we thought that format curators thought that uh, a 2 mana first strike 3/3 did not was a little bit too good versus fair creature game plans for how much value it gave when it flipped. So it's got a little love tap now. Okay, so what
A
can
well-deserved one.
so Thin the Veil, Squidpizza keeping 4 types engraved, nice. So can Thin the Veil for 4. Uh, what do they have?
Um, Not too much. They have another Ghost Warden's Claim, Suffer Vile
But
Retribution.
see, they can't even do Ghost Warren's claim because the silent time because it
Right.
casts it and then that locks it out. So
Yeah, yeah. So they really are lacking in any sort of answer to this board besides just trying to put more dorks out.
I'm surprised that like there's not even a single mainboard Feast of Crows, especially when they're so creature light themselves.
I was pretty confused looking at this list. Yeah, I
It,
don't
it, it
even
feels
think.
very experimental because it's playing like From Beyond the Grave is a very powerful card advantage engine. We just haven't had the meta for it.
Hmm.
Same with Boundary. I think like it feels like a very like trying out a bunch of new cards type of list.
Yeah. Boundary Garden's still kind of an it feels like an odd include in this kind of deck that's trying to just go late game with coalesce creatures as basically the only real win conditions. Maybe it's supposed to be a speed bump for aggro, which is doing pretty well. So as that sort
Yeah,
of include, it definitely makes sense.
like I kind of like and like because you have to exile cards from your graveyard, right? But like I like
Hmm.
Boundary Guardian as like a tempo-y threat, but Squid Pizza's deck is way too slow and rampy for that to make sense. Like,
Yeah.
mhm. But like I think I can kind of see it as like a. Also, I think has Squid Pizza been consistently forgetting the Surveil triggers, or have I just been missing them?
Um, I have not actually been paying attention to if they've been surveilling properly.
Yeah. Okay, Squid Pizza. Okay, that one's on God saying we missed a trigger in chat. I'm not sure which trigger it is.
Tap, draw.
Oh, did they miss the From Beyond the Grave trigger?
Um, don't think anything else. Did something leave since they played the From Beyond?
Yeah, the Boundary Guardian activated. I thought they just resolved it at the time, but I guess not.
Hmm. It doesn't. Yeah, Sun God hasn't lost any life. From Beyond is each player. So it
Right.
looks like they forgot to resolve that. And
Oh yeah, and they only had yeah. I yeah, that's also definitely my bad as well because I just kind of assumed like yeah, you have the thing that makes stuff you'll leave your graveyard in the engine. Of course you're gonna remember to do the thing, and then didn't bother to check that they would do the thing.
hmm, unfortunate.
Okay,
Uh,
Squid is gonna put that trigger on the stack because
um,
I'm not sure if we're too far forward, but they've already drawn the card and lost a life, so looks like we're just gonna go with it. You are a GP judge, so
I am. I'm not great at making calls on the spot usually. I'm the one who has to kind of go for
the MTR or whatever
the
it's called.
MTR usually. But
Mm-hmm.
that is a beneficial trigger. Yeah, they definitely should have pinged a judge there instead of trying to resolve it themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't have the energy to try to fix this. I'll wait for something a bit more egregious. Hmm.
Okay, Squid Pizza playing the forest. This is where we'll see if Squid Pizza actually. Okay, yes. Look
Oh,
at the top one card of.
okay. So maybe they've just been keeping them on top so
Mm-hmm.
far.
And notably, yeah, this is 7 lands, so
Which
could coalesce
they
that
have.
flourish if the Silent
If
Hypnotist wasn't around. But also I don't mind Grasp into coalesce it next turn, but then you could just be dead next turn is the issue. Do they at least have Thin the Veil in their side, or not Thin the Veil? Do they at least have Feast of Crows in their sideboard?
which is definitely significantly better against blue white now, especially with the Cubs nerf.
Mm-hmm.
Kills a lot of creatures when it comes down, and especially all the hate bears. It just cleans them up the turn after.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he's gonna Thin the Veil here. X equals 4. I think they might just get Suffer and then try to like flash it back next turn.
It's not a terrible plan. Anything being sacrificed, any of the hate bears being sacrificed is pretty beneficial for Squid either this turn or next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And although
Yeah, like if.
Sun God's probably just going to sack the Cubs because it's just brickwalled by this Guardian
Mm-hmm.
and is likely the thing that's going to be eaten. Well,
Titanic
you know,
Fossil?
huh?
Okay, you does have enough mana to immediately activate it, and
Hmm.
then the
Flashback from beyond,
I
or I guess
guess
mill into mill into a suffer.
I really think that Suffer would have been like you need to start answering the board.
Yeah, maybe Squid just feels they have things locked down with the Boundary Guardian for now,
I
because
mean, you're still
especially
losing
when
6 a turn. That and so you die in 2 turns. That's not very locked down at all. If that's Squid's
Yeah.
impression, I think they're dead wrong.
Well, the next turn when Sun God attacks, they could eat the Ghost Warden's claim, Hypnotist, again, and fire off the second Ghost Warden's claim, and still clean up a few more creatures.
Wait,
But
how are they killing the Ghost Warden's claim?
if they attack it too, because they are only taking 6 if Sun God
Ah,
attacks
okay.
everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Let's see.
while Sun God is tapped out, is gonna activate the. So Mills land from beyond the grave. Oh, 2 lands and from beyond the grave. Well, yeah, from
Just
the only legal target is from beyond the grave, so we're bringing that back. Cool. And I mean, this is putting Squid in a really bad position, honestly.
yeah, I don't think you want something that's going to cause you to lose 2 life multiple times.
Yeah, especially if you need
To,
to buff up the Boundary Guardian. Okay.
drawing another Arbiter, not gonna.
I think you're much better off just windmill slamming the
Yeah,
Unite.
yeah, probably still holding it up in case for a cheeky mediator on a coalesce spell,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, beating the Ghost Warden's claims Hypnotist, but with double Unite still up, I don't think Squidpizza can 1-for-1 them with claims.
Why are you exiling it? Squid is like, I'll block this, but I'll still take 2 damage because
I,
whatever.
draw.
They go down to 1 here. A single trigger kills them.
That's very odd plays here.
Oh no. I mean,
I'm gonna main phase
main yeah,
Unite
I
here.
guess the main phase Unite is to try and hit the 4th tip here to lock out Ghost Warden's claim.
Yeah, possibly. But then what could Squidpizza follow up with to answer anything here?
I don't know.
Oh, they're digging for Veil Touch Soulbinder. No, wait. First time each turn. No, they should have done this. There's multiple reasons why they should have done this on Squidpizza's turn.
Oh yeah, that
Because
would be hilarious if
Soul,
you Veil Touch.
Soulbinder kills them.
Oh yeah,
I
this
guess
is
hitting
kind
the
of
fossil is
dumb.
still nice, but
I mean, I think Squid Pizza is dead here, kind of either way.
yeah, there's really nothing Squidpizza can do here. Oh yeah, looks like they're revealing. Oh, they put an Arbiter into play off of it. Okay.
Yeah. So just tax it. I mean, it being the Ghost Warden's claim because like
Yeah.
they have to cast some sort of board interaction anyways, and you're just like cool.
Yeah. I guess maybe Squidpizza activated Boundary Guardian to try to draw into something, but there's really
But like
nothing
they
in their
don't
deck
they know
can
their
draw
deck
into.
list. There's
Yeah,
like nothing.
like they'd have to draw into both their copies of Suffer to like even have a chance, I feel. But even
Which is
then,
why I
that's
think
still.
not getting Suffer last turn was such a punt. Okay. Ooh.
Mhm.
And that was a weird game on both ends. I
For
feel like
sure.
there is some playing around something or playing with the assumption of something that we were missing from like a spectator perspective maybe.
Potentially, though, Squidpizza's hand was mostly revealed to Sun God thanks to
Okay, yeah, on that
Surveil.
end it's like yeah, there's not much excusable there. though though I mean, I don't think it's correct, but I think the approach of like I'm just going to run you down and attack into you is definitely acceptable. And in the end,
Mhm.
getting all of that damage in did matter for.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty reasonable line, especially with how 1-for-1 Squidpizza's deck is, and having the double Unite ready.
Mm-hmm.
So curious how Sun God
Also
worked.
that was a fat quick sideboard here.
Yeah, what would they have brought in?
The Steel and Blood feels weird versus such a tempo. Does I thought
Yeah,
Squid Pizza?
that's
I feel like you'd bring in removal instead.
yeah. What would that would be? Sunless Miasma would be an amazing thing to bring in. I have to think they brought that in.
Mm-hmm. Do they
Then
have conspicuous homicides on the side?
nope. They have bounce offs, Jarissa's charms, Sunless Miasma.
Okay, interesting keep for Sun God here. Does not have access to the Tidepool Turtle on 2. Both
Yeah,
these players keeping kind of wacky hands, not gonna lie. And I'm so surprised that Squidpizza bottomed the Thin the Veil. What? I feel like you would much rather have one more land and then just bottom.
yeah, this is very odd.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not terribly
Yeah,
enthused with Sun God's Keep. Just all these hate bears on the draw are really awkward when I don't know you usually want some other form of interaction in the game 2 and 3 hands. I guess mediator counts, but you're not playing anything until you get it out.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and see, should have just bottomed the Secluded Cascade because would have drawn into another one anyways. So, okay, gonna play Titanic Fossil. I suspect Sun God will follow up by playing a Silent
Just
Hypnotist next turn and then just jamming it.
yeah,
And then that probably gets Ghost Wardens claimed, at which point Sun God plays their second Silent Hypnotist.
probably still naming the fossil, which locks them out of recasting it, and then Squid's just kind of left with a bunch of
Oh,
lands and whatever they
lammed.
scale off claim.
Mm-hmm.
Lammed. It looks like that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this makes sense. I think the Arbiter is also defensible, but I think that, like, just play
With
to
the
what your
onboard
opponent has.
fossil. Yeah. I mean, they're probably not going to blind crack the fossil, so I can understand. I would probably play Arbiter there, but proactively just naming the fossil and getting them to try to use removal on it is not the worst plan.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, only play available. Ghost Wardens claiming it.
And
Anything in
Surveil.
Surveil does get them. If there's a land on top, does get it off. No, Tin the Veil? I guess it's because they can't cast it next turn, but like, I don't think you can be dumping any sort of action at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, Silent Hypnotist coming down again.
Yeah, I feel like. Hmm.
Because, like, and also as far as Squid Pizza knows, even if you play the Sentinel's Glade next turn, you're fine because you can just untap Titanic Fossil. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
another land.
Oof. I mean,
Squid Pizza is really like ramping is just playing lands in the present one at a time. Okay, we got an Arbiter here to and revealing
lands.
3 lammed, a crumb of lammed, please. Oh, and I didn't notice drew another Tidepool Turtle. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, do with the. Yeah, now with the double blue for it. Wonder if they're knowing Squid Pizza's hand, maybe holding up the mediator, and yeah, maybe holding up mediator, naming this on Sunless Miasma, naming Thin.
I think you just play proactively because even if they have Sunless Miasma, like if they top deck Sunless Miasma, whatever. But I feel like you really I feel like you really want to push your advantage here while they don't have something. Like you just play the Tidepool Turtle, and then you just take advantage of them not having an answer to it.
Yeah. So now what's available to Squid Pizza?
They can Stoic Sentinel.
That's about it.
Which it's not awful because Stoic Sentinel actually stonewalls both Tidepool Turtle, both its Arbiter and Silent Hypnotist.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, Arbiter is kind of okay attacking into it. The Thin the Veil name is a little loose and off the cuff, I feel. It's like not the worst.
mm-hmm.
It's valuable to have, but not like keeping your opponent off of interaction entirely like Hypnosis.
Yeah, especially because Sun God knows that next turn anyways. Squid Beast will be able to do. Okay. Drops another Titanic Fossil Engrave.
They brought in.
Oh my god, Orator is kind of a nutty top deck.
Brutal here.
No, what the? Why are you attacking first? Oh, okay. I guess Squid Piece is just gonna take it, and then just Orator and yoink the Sentinel. Why not? Actually, I guess it makes more sense to save the Orator because if they draw a kill spell for the Silent Hypnotist and then flip the fossil flip a fossil or something.
Well, see, what would have been really funny there is if Sun God had attacked in with both They block Sentinel on Hypnotist,
Mm-hmm.
and then they Persuasive Orator to take the Fossil. So now Sun God can use the Fossil.
Oh yeah, that. Oh my God. Yeah, again,
Well, I
the
guess you don't
fossil
really
and
want
yeah,
to
the
stack it.
fossil engrave definitely hurts. Yeah, okay. Top deck Ghost Warden's Claim.
Hmm.
So presumably you claim on the hypnotist and then it
and then
activate
crack
fossil.
Fossil
Yeah.
and claim again on something. Oof, this is probably clearing out Hypnotist and Tide Pool Turtle here. Yeah, this is where the mana base of blue-white can really mess with it. All these blue cards on hand, only a couple blue sources.
Mm-hmm.
The land base is theoretically favored more in the side of blue, but really often it gets screwed by these heavy white draws
Mm-hmm.
or plains draws.
Ugh, and we know that the Ghost Warden claims engrave. So just gonna okay, Mills 3, Forest, Boundary Guardian, Mossy Shrine, okay. And then yeah. Yeah, this is pretty filthy.
Oof.
At this point, I think you're kind of in full damage control mode, so I think that you probably just you play turtle number 2, and then
next turn plan to order the blocker.
yeah. Oh, and the Eternal Wanderer would be real nice this turn. No, don't play. No, don't. Why are you doing this? Don't play the Wanderer instead of the Turtle. The Turtle is so much better, and you know it.
Well, okay, but like then.
I guess the thought is wants to keep up Serene Mediator, but what the fuck are you countering when they have 7 mana available with the Serene Mediator?
Yeah.
And this time we'll trade the Stoic Sentinel there.
Yeah, makes sense. Draw them into a second blue that the deck really needs, but I can still hold that Mediator. Just even if it doesn't hit anything, flashing it on instep is still nice because it's an evasive threat to start getting this Journey engine going.
Oh my God, the Seal and Blood top deck, and they have enough mana to both Seal and Blood into casting a fossil. So you just Seal and Blood, yoink the Persuasive Orator, and then you just go to town.
Oof.
What is looking like pretty solidly That1sungod game is just kind of crumbled. Sun God is thinking Serene. Okay, he's gonna Serene Mediator in response, which I think.
That's actually
it's
brilliant.
It's really brilliant.
It takes them off of the mana to take. I mean, it's the only play they have, but it takes them off the either take them off the mana to use the fossil, or protects their Orator, which can steal the fossil.
Yep, and Squidpizza chooses not to pay the 1.
So it seems like they're going for the fossil here, which is really gonna screw them over when we take it with Persuasive Orator, Sun God.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, swung right back to being Sun God's game.
Yeah.
Man, the Orator being brought in was.
You know what? I was last turn. I was like, what is Serene Mediator going to counter? And then suddenly it's
apparently a 2-mana spell.
Mm-hmm.
That Seal and Blood did look all right there. That was mainly because Sun God got a little color screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not so bad against this deck because of how kind of reactive it likes to play, but still seems like a really awkward thing to bring in.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Forbidden Totem. Oh, it's 3/3 that makes them discard. So not that bad. Wait, why did I do that, sis? Huh?
That's...
Okay. So yeah, you just the Persuasive Orator for 2 and yoink the Arisen Tyrant. And then swing in for 3.
Yeah. Looks like the why did I do that was accidentally taking down their life total. I think they forgot that they were used to the From Beyond the Graves from last game and were instinctively taking down their life.
Ah, fair. Or do they lose a life to their Seal and Blood?
That might have also been it. That they thought they did that, but then they corrected it right after.
No, way, they actually didn't lose life to Seal and Blood. So they should have.
It didn't resolve.
Oh, it didn't resolve. Yeah, true. Never mind, I'm dumb. Okay. So, yoinking the Arisen Tyrant. I mean, Squidpizza isn't out of this yet. They still have Titanic Fossil and the Seal in Blood, but Arisen
And
Tyrant is so insane because
yeah, they do like
already
this one.
guaranteed Cyber's Clan Arbiter and Grave, so it's at least recurring a creature to put on board.
Hmm. Wonder. Squid Pizza does still have Sunless Miasma in theory. I would assume they brought it in, which completely gets them back from this board state.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, main two playing Cyber's Arbiter. What's your naming?
So blind names are there's nothing you can really shut them out of. 7. Nothing. Oh, I guess you can name the Seal in Blood to stop them from getting back the creature.
No, because it's spells, and Seal and Blood isn't. The Invoke is an ability.
Oh, Invoke and Coalesce being in the same format always messes me up.
For sure, for sure. Um,
And
okay, Boundary Guardian, pretty awful. I think you definitely, first of all, you have to Arisen Tyrant, so that you can at least trade with their Arisen Tyrant.
mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, they have 2 mana left over. So I think you just play Boundary Guardian, play the other Titanic Fossil, and pray. Seems to be about the agenda here.
Yeah. Wonder if Squid Pizza was thinking about going for the Invoke on Seal and Blood there is why they paused, but definitely better to go for the line you mentioned.
And yep, Titanic Fossil coming down once more.
Mm-hmm.
God, imagine if this thing had haste. Filthy. Okay. Now does have 3 blue sources for Eternal Wanderer plus Tideful Turtle.
Oh, and this gets another. Wow. Yeah. Okay. But this gets another journey card, so they can get a crazy engine going with both these Eternal Wanderers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it makes sense to attack with them.
You're not going to attack with the Arisen Tyrant? That seems bad.
They are. They tapped the Titanic Fossil.
Oh, they tapped the Titanic Fossil.
Because they don't have them attached.
Okay.
Milled, milled a Helping Hand, which can actually then be
no.
cast on the Arisen Tyrant.
That's
to make
insane.
7/7.
Oh my god, and it saves the Arisen Tyrant.
Oh,
Well, I guess
that's amazing.
I guess the problem is Squid
I
Pizza
mean, they
can
can still double block, yeah, with the Guardian and the Arisen Tyrant, but still.
Well, more is what I was thinking is next turn Squid Pizza can attack with their Arisen Tyrant and Ghost Warden's Claim to kill the Persuasive Orator, and then get back this one.
True, but they're still. This is putting. If they don't block, that's 7, 8, 9. Wait, why are they attacking with the? These are no. I guess they're attacking with the Arbiter as well. Yeah. I don't know if the Eternal.
I think what Sun God has to do is main two has to rip the Unite and pray that they hit a Silent Hypnotist so that they can. Or does Silent Hypnotist? No, Silent Hypnotist doesn't even help. No, yeah, Silent Hypnotist and names Ghost Warden Claim. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's so important. Because otherwise, like, I mean, I guess. I guess you can hold up the Unite, sure, but I think it matters less to hold it up when your opponent knows that you have it. Actually, the more that I think about it, I think that, I feel like Sun God should have put even though the instinct is to put it on the Arisen Tyrant, I think that Sun God should have put it on the Serene Mediator.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, like, because in the moment I was like, yeah, just you buff up the thing, they can't trade, but they don't want to trade anyways. They want to get it back by killing the Orator.
Yeah. Commune with Veil. Card you haven't really seen at all in the format. Seems it's like a Surveil regrowth. Seems fine. Gets back the Ghost Warden's claim.
Well, okay, I think at this point you should just cast Unite the Clans. Like,
Yeah, try to hit a. Oh, okay, no.
no?
Yeah, but you can try to hit a
Uh,
Soulbinder.
yeah, just anything. Does Unite now actually help? Because it,
I don't
uh,
know what they. Yeah,
this
what
is
they're
actually
trying
this
to
actually
do.
might be a little itsy bitsy bit of a punt because it's already been cast, so it's so um
I mean, yeah, I mean, just puts two bodies in play, and
yeah, because if they were hoping to hit the Silent Hypnotist, that only stops it from being cast, right? So once it's already cast, you can't just flash it in and stop a spell. Am I crazy?
mm-hmm.
No,
No,
okay.
you're correct. Yeah, I don't know exactly what that line was trying to do.
And now this way Squidpizza can still attack with the Arisen Tyrant and get back Ghost Warden's claim again. Oh, no?
They choose
No,
not
no, actually they
to.
can't attack with Arisen Tyrant because then they die. Do they still
Yeah,
just die here? Um,
yeah, right. They can
no, they can block. They can
choose.
block. They'll take 3 damage and survive.
Yeah, they still have the Mediator in the air, and the Arisen Tyrant can still attack to exile the Mediator and Boundary Guard and holds it down the ground.
Okay, so just gonna attack with Mediator.
Sure, I guess that makes sense. Keeps the most creatures back to go for a
It has to turtle
lethal
here.
attack next turn.
Okay, so next
Still
turn.
gets, and they have two Tyrants to attack with.
Yeah, you probably
Here.
just Tyrant, uh, Ghost Warden's Claim, Ghost Warden's Claim. Or you could.
I mean, I don't think you want to attack with both. Just
Wait, why not?
because.
Because you're removing a creature anyways, is the thing.
Well, right, but then they can only block one afterwards with Boundary Guardian, and they have three
Right, but
left.
you're guaranteed removing them with the Ghost Warden's Claim, is the thing. Like it's the same effect. You're just pre-blocking them by killing them.
I suppose. It's,
Okay, so
doesn't feel like this does anything, though.
I mean I think they're still just dead
They're
on
still,
board.
yeah, unless they're planning on flashing back.
I think this
Still
way
at
at least they get to
3 red.
mill more cards, and so okay, so let's see. Now they can either flashback, they can either invoke Seal and Blood or flashback Grasp at Frail Dreams. That way they have 2 blockers and can block Curious Cubs and Tidepool Turtle and take 1 from Eternal Wanderer.
Mm-hmm.
Squidpizza holding on for dear life, and if Squid ideally should Seal in Blood here, because if Sun God has a Serene Mediator, then Grasp at Frail Dreams loses to that, while Seal in Blood doesn't. So. And yep, looks like making the Forbidden Totem right there. So we
Mm-hmm.
are going to see the Seal in Blood.
And I mean, a top deck helping hand does get them out of this. Do they still? Does it make sense to still attack with everything into this 3/3? I don't know. They just eat the Wanderer, eat the Cubs. Maybe with
What?
the Tidepool Turtle, they can claim.
And the
next
problem
turn.
is like double Seal in Blood.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. They can't block. They have to
See,
block
the
the
hilarious
Tidepool
part
Turtle.
about double Seal in Blood is that Sun God doesn't even have the out of like draw a Serene Mediator and then hold it up to prevent it being Ghost Warden's claimed. Because Seal in Blood just. Well, okay, Unite is instant speed. They're gonna cast that right. Why are we casting this? I guess.
This is the list that I think That1sungod is still running the list I have. I don't know if they should have anything that they can really hit here. Besides, well, I guess besides Veil Touch Soulbinder, just to try to hit the Ghost Warden claims.
I guess.
Yeah, and that looks like that'll do it.
Wow, and that was so back and forth. Jeez.
That was a really crazy game.
Squidpizza on the literal or like was it 2 life? 2 life. Literal 2 life. Would have been at 1 life after that turn.
Oh, that was yeah, now on to game 3. Definitely.
This is not a keepable hand, I think, with the single island. And keep.
And keeping it. Oof.
I mean, I mean, Wanderer as a cantripping 1-drop, sure,
yeah,
I guess. But then, like, you need to hit a white land, otherwise the rest of your hand is kind of bogus. Yeah, this is. I think like Sungod is like, not mad, but is definitely like, let's go after like that last game, and I feel like this might be a little bit of a premature keep, or a hasty keep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never punished though.
This deck. I mean, you know this is what I did to you in the first game of our finals.
Oh God, don't remind me. So the Arbiter coming down, you probably tax the Ghost Warden's claim, because you can't stop them from having a turn 2 play. They're going to play Titanic Fossil or Grasp at Frail Dreams.
Yeah,
or
effects. You just want to name the removal.
Mm-hmm.
Naming Fossil is interesting. I feel like
maybe the thought is that you can Serene Mediator the Ghost Warden's claim, and that stopping a Fossil means that they don't get like their actual win cons online in time. I could see that being a reasonable line of thought.
Yeah, Mediator can definitely clean up.
Because they only have the single Ghost Warden's claim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Grasp at Frail Dreams, very good at searching for more juicy tidbits.
Yeah, I would have been tempted to name that there, but I just like taxing people's card draw. But
no, yeah, Grasp is, I think, the number 1 card to name with Arbiter in the format. Might be, like, even more so than removal. You can just lock people out of games by naming Grasp at Frail Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
God knows I've had it happen to me.
I don't know if that would be the case here, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no. This is not like Squid already has more than enough lands in plays otherwise, but
still top decking lands. This is
pretty good situation.
Pretty nice. I wonder if That1sungod didn't attack last turn.
I think they just forgot. Like
they're not planning on. Okay, yep.
Or maybe. Oh no, actually.
Into an engine.
Yeah.
For the journey.
Yeah, no, they're just holding up Serene Mediator here because they know about the Ghost Warden's claim.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Oh, I was gonna say it's pretty clear that they're repping Serene Mediator here, but
yeah, main phase is the claim, which is not great.
I mean, it forces...
Oh, another Eternal Wanderer is actually kind of the nuts, because you just play it, and then you can start turning one of them into an engine.
And drawing an... Ooh.
Or...
I mean, face-up Mediator is not as good, but it's pretty nice against these Titanic Fossils on 4. Mm-hmm. Really messes up Squidpizza's curve.
Oh, yeah. I think you just pick up the Mediator and keep it. And you win the game from there, because you're dealing 5 this turn. You're dealing like 8 next turn.
Nope. Looks like they're journeying again.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with that, but there's another.
There's another land. I guess they want to hit more lands for the Orators to be relevant. And it looks like Squidpizza would have top decked the Stoic Sentinel and had a play anyways. So.
Ideally playing From Beyond the Grave and then Sentinel.
Mm-hmm. Does that really matter? Because it's only leave your graveyard. So.
Well,
Oh,
if
I mean,
Sun God had held up Mediator, was my thought.
yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
But and next turn is Sun God going to want to attack with the Arbiter into the Sentinel. I mean, trading off with it does clear out more dorks, and the cost of the fossils. No, that opens up a Ghost Warden's Claim next turn. Okay, now I think you would attack with it having the second Arbiter, right?
Attack with having what? Oh yeah,
Attack with the Arbiter now that you have the second one to still keep them off of fossils.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
Oh wait, I totally missed. They just put a fossil into the graveyard of Stoic Sentinel. That's.
Oh, that's actually. That's a really good reason to grab this
between
Riverside view for next turn.
Yeah.
Looks like it's not going to attack with.
Not attacking with the Arbiter. I feel like if you're attacking with the Wanderers, that's when you want to attack with Arbiter. Also, not holding a Mediator this time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
But at this point,
sense.
but at this point, you know that they're just going to untap and play Titanic Fossil, so it doesn't make sense to hold up Mediator here.
Yeah, you're right, and the Mediators face up effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like they're just gonna Arisen Tyrant here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but
wait.
it's
okay. Looks like Sun God wins now. They can end step, Serene Mediator, untap, Helping Hand on both. Attack for 8 in the air.
That is true. Oh, that's actually filthy. That's a filthy line, huh? Yeah. Okay, it's game.
End step. Ooh. Some.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks like
and they've seen it. Ah.
Some. Whoa.
And it's almost prophetic. I think you said earlier that Serene Mediators really hold these helping hands well, and that was incredibly prophetic, coming back with the double helping hands on the Mediators for that surprise 6 damage out of nowhere. Whew. Yeah, and a close 3-set game. Sun God
close,
takes
really
it.
Intense games.
Yeah, so Sun God takes it 2-1, keeping Blue-White Experience live going into round 3. Unfortunately, I think that was Squidpizza's second loss, so they're not live for the top cut, but they also showed us some of the old tricks of the graveyard-based decks, like Stoic Sentinel and the Fossils, but also some of the new engines, like Boundary Guardian and From Beyond the Grave, that could potentially be relevant in the post-rotation meta.
Yeah, I am really interested to see where that list can evolve to. It's definitely wants a bit more, I want to think more interaction in the main with feasts, especially again for aggro decks, but seemed to be profitably messing around with some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I think just having access to, because the Coalesce is one of the strongest things for graveyard decks to be doing, and I think some of the ramp and stuff is going to be great. Also, it looks like I can officially say what is going to be rotating in. I think the Surveil synergies will be great with Surveil from Viridian's Last Mission. So we're getting a second set with Surveil in the format.
Nice, really.
So yeah, I'm excited to see how this deck evolves with the addition of those additional support pieces. Yeah,
that's pretty honey. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say about the match or any of the decks that we saw today?
I'm definitely pretty excited to see Experience still making it potentially to the top cut, and that was definitely one of the better matches for it for the Hate Bear plan. It's pretty decent against more controlling graveyard decks with main board, essentially Pithing Needles and Graveyard Hate. But we'll see how it fares against the rest of the field.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think with that, until next round, this is Caillou and Roxy signing off.